Hey guys, what's going on? If you're new here and you like home arcade, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Today, we're talking about the new Tempest Arcade1up 12-in-1 cabinet that's coming out. Now, it's a Tempest themed cabinet, but it's a 12-in-1, just like the original 2018 12-in-1 that came out from Atari. Now, I bought the original one from 2018. It's been one of my favorite cabinets. The trackball that I got on it, I didn't have any issues with that. The spinner wasn't very good, so I upgraded the spinner to Glenn's Retro Show spinner and had a lot more enjoyment on it. There's a lot of games that are on there that are a lot of fun. It's a very unique cabinet, but now it's getting even more unique because it's a Tempest theme. I love the idea that in my arcade room, instead of having cookie cutter Arcade1ups, each cabinet tells a different story. It's a different shape, because if you think about it, that's a real arcade. When you walk into the arcade, you don't have just a row of cookie cutter arcades. No, each one is different. Each one comes from a different company. And it seems like that's where Arcade1up is going. And I definitely encourage that more and more. So the Tempest look, it's an iconic cab. It's an iconic look. And I really want that one in my arcade room. That means I will be upgrading or replacing my Atari 12-in-1 for the Tempest 12-in-1. Let's just call it that, right? Tempest 12-in-1, Atari 12-in-1. And I have heard from other people that got upgraded controls from Arcade1up. They sold a new spinner, and I've seen videos of that. That spinner just spins and spins and spins. In fact, maybe it spins too much, but maybe you can't really have too much spin. So I'm loving the idea that maybe the controls out of the box for the Tempest is actually great. Comes with 12 games, and it has that unique look. That's enough to sell me on it. I'm going to be looking for one with a customizer and a light-up marquee, and then I'll see what I'm going to have to do with the original Atari 12-in-1. Either that'll be something I sell or I gift to a family member, something like that. But there's other reasons why I'm really excited about that. You know, the newer generation of monitors are so much better. And so that original cab had a little bit of light bleed on the monitor, but the newer monitors are a lot better. They control the lighting a lot better. So that's really important on games like from the Atari lineup, because it's a very dark, it's a dark background. So you can really see the bleeding on the side. And so in 2018, when that came out, I was like, well, I'm just going to have to live with it, because that's just how the Arcade1up cabinets worked back then. And it just, it didn't bother me. I just trained myself not to be bothered by it. But now that I have the option to be able to basically upgrade my entire unit, that is something I think I'm going to be saving up money for this year in upgrading that. I have a limited space, so maybe I'll just replace that, and I'll go with that. But let me know what you think down in the comments. Is this something that you plan on getting? I know there was a lot of people that missed out on the original Atari 12-in-1, and they've been trying to get their hands on one, but they're rare. They're like hard to find. But now Arcade1up re-released it, but this time they did it in a Tempest form factor, and it looks a lot like the original Tempest. I think that's cool. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Now, if you want to learn more about Arcade1up and the releases, I have a playlist here where we talk about all the CES announcements, but also there's a video. It's called the 1UP Weekly. If you're not familiar with it, it's a podcast that I do with Retro Ralph every week. That's why we call it the 1UP Weekly. And we call it the 1UP Weekly. It's not really the Arcade1up Weekly, but we end up talking about Arcade1up a lot, and that's because we've attracted an audience about Arcade1up, and they have a lot of questions about it every week. So the show ends up talking about Arcade1up a lot. Well, we actually had a video or a podcast episode where we talked with Arcade1up about all of the releases, and if you want to get a ton of detail on what you can expect in 2021 from Arcade1up, watch the video at the end. I think you'll enjoy it. So that's all the time I have for today. If you're new here, hit like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.